Imagine this. You're watching your favorite film, and suddenly, a phrase sticks in your mind. Or you're humming along to a song, and without realizing it, you've learned 10 new words. That's how powerful natural learning is. Welcome to the English Diary podcast, your space for turning entertainment into education. Hello, my friends, and welcome to today's episode of our podcast. The topic we are exploring is something that almost every English learner thinks about: how to learn English from movies, music, and podcasts. Let me start with a simple question. When you think of learning English, what comes to your mind first? For many people, it's classrooms, textbooks, grammar exercises, maybe even long lists of vocabulary. And let's be honest, most of the time, this way of learning feels boring. You sit down with a heavy book, you read rules, you memorize, you repeat, and after a few days, you lose interest. Now here's the truth. Language is not just about rules. Language is about life, about people, about communication. That is why real-life methods, like movies, music, and podcasts, can completely change the way you learn English. These methods bring English alive. They are fun, natural, and connected to emotions. And when emotions are involved, the brain remembers more. Think about it. When you hear a song you love, you can remember the lyrics years later. When you watch a movie scene that makes you laugh or cry, the dialogue stays in your head. When you listen to a podcast where two people talk naturally, you start to feel like you're part of the conversation. This is how real learning happens. So in this series, we're going to explore step by step how to use movies, music, and podcasts to improve your English. Not in theory, not in a boring academic style, but in practical ways you can start today. Why traditional methods often fail. Before we go deeper, let's understand one important point. Why do so many people study English for years, but still struggle to speak? The answer is simple. They are learning about the language, not in the language. They study grammar rules, but they don't practice real conversations. They memorize vocabulary lists, but they don't hear how those words are used in daily life. As a result, when it's time to actually speak, their brain freezes. It's like learning to swim by reading a book about swimming. You may know the theory, but unless you jump into the water, you won't learn to swim. Movies, music, and podcasts are like that water. They throw you into real English, living English, the kind of English people actually use every day. The power of real-life learning. Let me share a story. One of my friends, Anna, studied English for almost 8 years in school. She knew grammar very well. She could write essays. But when she visited London for the first time, she was shocked. She could not follow what people were saying. Their accent was fast, the phrases were casual, and they used expressions she had never read in her books. Do you know how she solved this problem? Not by buying more grammar books, not by taking more classes. Instead, she started watching English movies every night. At first, she used subtitles. Slowly, she removed them. She also listened to her favorite English songs every morning and repeated the lyrics. And when she was traveling to work, she listened to podcasts. Within 6 months, she told me, "Now I finally understand how real English sounds." She felt more confident, her listening improved, and most importantly, she started to enjoy the process. This is the magic of fun, real-life learning. Why movies, music, and podcasts work. Let's break it down. Movies give you visual support. You see the characters, their actions, and their emotions. This makes it easier to understand and remember words. Music connects language to emotions. When you sing along with a song, the rhythm and melody help the words stick in your brain. Podcasts expose you to natural conversations, different accents, and real topics. They train your ears for the English you'll actually hear in real life. When you combine all three, you get a complete package. Visual plus emotional plus conversational learning. The mindset you need. Before we move to the step-by-step methods in the next parts, we need the right mindset. Be patient. Learning from movies, music, And podcasts is not instant. It's a daily habit. Progress may feel slow at first, but after a few weeks, you'll notice big changes. Enjoy the process. Don't treat movies or songs as homework. Enjoy them like entertainment. The more fun you have, the more your brain will learn naturally. Consistency is key. Watching one movie or listening to one song won't change your English. But doing it every day, even for 20 minutes, will create amazing results. Let's be honest. We all love movies. They entertain us, inspire us, and sometimes even change the way we look at life. But here's the interesting part. Movies are not just for entertainment. They can also be your personal English teacher on screen. Yes, you heard that right. If you use movies the right way, they can improve your listening, speaking, vocabulary, pronunciation, and even your confidence. So let's explore step by step how you can turn your favorite films into an English classroom. Why movies are so effective. Think about it. When you watch a movie, you're not only hearing words, you're also seeing the actions, the emotions, and the context. For example, if a character says, "I'm starving," and you see them holding their stomach, looking tired and hungry, you understand instantly that starving means very hungry. You don't need a dictionary. The meaning is clear. This combination of visuals plus audio plus emotion makes movies one of the best tools for language learning. Also, movies expose you to the kind of English people really use in everyday life. Slang, expressions, casual phrases, and natural pronunciation. These are things textbooks often don't teach. Step 1. Choose the right movie. The first step is simple but very important. Choose the right movie. Not every movie is good for learning. Here are some tips. Pick movies you enjoy. If you don't like the story, you won't watch with attention. Choose genres you love: comedy, drama, romance, action, or even animation. Start with easier movies. Animated films or family movies are usually easier to understand because the language is clear and simple. Repeatable movies. Don't pick a movie you'll watch only once. Pick something you can watch again and again without getting bored. For beginners, movies like Finding Nemo, The Lion King, or Harry Potter are good choices. For intermediate learners, you can try romantic comedies, Marvel films, or dramas like The Pursuit of Happiness. Step 2. Use subtitles smartly. Subtitles can be your best friend or your worst enemy. Here's how to use them correctly. First round. Watch the movie in your native language with subtitles in English. This helps you connect meaning with words. Second round. Watch in English with English subtitles. Focus on how words are pronounced and spelled. Third round. Watch in English without subtitles. This is the real test of your listening. Don't feel bad if you don't understand everything. Even if you catch 50-60%, that's progress. Step 3. The pause and repeat method. When you hear an interesting phrase or new word, pause the movie. Repeat the line out loud. Try to copy the actor's voice, intonation, and expression. This is called shadowing, imitating the way native speakers talk. It improves your pronunciation and fluency. For example, if you watch The Avengers and Tony Stark says, "I am Iron Man," try repeating it with the same confidence. This is fun and very effective. Step 4. Keep a movie vocabulary notebook. Every movie is full of new words and phrases. Don't try to write down everything. That will overwhelm you. Instead, write down only 5 to 10 phrases that you really like or think are useful. For example, from a romantic comedy, you might write, "Are you kidding me? That's not fair. I can't believe this." Then, practice using these phrases in your daily life. The goal is not to collect words, but to use them naturally. Step 5. Rewatch and review. One of the biggest mistakes learners make is watching a movie only once. The real magic happens when you rewatch. The first time, you enjoy the story. The second time, you focus on the language. The third time, you catch the small details, the way characters pronounce, their tone, the background conversations. Every time you rewatch, you'll understand more and feel more confident. Step 6. Act like the character. Here's a fun technique. Choose a short scene you love. Memorize the lines. Then act it out like the character. Use the same gestures, tone, and expression. For example, try acting out a funny dialogue from Friends or a dramatic scene from Titanic. This will boost your confidence and make English more natural for you. Common mistakes to avoid. Now, let's talk about what not to do. Don't try to understand every word. Movies have slang, fast speech, and cultural jokes. If you aim for 100% understanding, you'll get frustrated. Don't take notes for every single line. Focus only on useful, repeatable phrases. Don't treat it like a school exam. Remember, movies are fun. If it feels like punishment, you won't continue. Real life example. Let's imagine you are watching The Pursuit of Happiness. In one scene, Will Smith says to his son, "Don't ever let somebody tell you can't do something. Not even me." Now, what can you do with this? Write it down in your notebook. Repeat it out loud with the same emotion. Think about when you can use this sentence in your life. See? A powerful life lesson and a useful English phrase in one scene. A simple plan for movie learning. Here's a weekly plan you can try. Day 1. Watch one movie with subtitles in your language. Day 2. Watch the same movie with English subtitles. Day 3. Watch again without subtitles. Day 4. Pick 5 phrases and practice them out loud. Day 5. Rewatch your favorite scene and shadow the characters. Day 6. Write a short summary of the movie in English. Day 7. Relax and pick your next movie. If you follow this, in just 1 month, you'll notice a big difference in your listening and speaking. We've now explored movies, music, and podcasts as fun, real-life ways to learn English. But the big question remains, how do we put it all together in daily life? Because learning only works when it becomes a habit. In this final part, I'll share a simple daily routine, some motivational tips, and a conclusion that will help you stay inspired on your English journey. A simple daily routine. You don't need to spend hours every day. Even 30 to 60 minutes daily is enough if you use it wisely. Here's an example routine you can try. Morning, 10 to 15 minutes. Start your day with a song in English. Listen actively, look at the lyrics, and sing along. This wakes up your brain and gives you energy. Afternoon, 20 to 30 minutes. Watch part of a movie or a TV show. Use subtitles smartly. First English, then try without. Write down to 2-3 useful phrases and repeat them. Evening, 20 minutes. Listen to a podcast while walking, cooking, or relaxing. Focus on the natural flow of conversation. Repeat 1 or 2 sentences out loud. That's it. In less than an hour, you've used music, movies, and podcasts all in one day. If you repeat this routine regularly, your listening, speaking, and confidence will grow naturally. Weekly plan. Here's another way to organize. Monday to Wednesday focus on movies. Thursday to Friday focus on music. Saturday to Sunday focus on podcasts. This way, you give proper time to each method and you won't feel overwhelmed. Motivation. Stay consistent. Now, let's talk about motivation. Because the truth is, many learners start with excitement but give up too soon. Here are some reminders to keep you going. Progress is slow but steady. You may not notice change in 1 week, but in 3 months, you'll surprise yourself. Enjoy. Don't force. If you love action movies, don't force yourself to watch romantic dramas. Pick what excites you. Celebrate small wins. Understood a joke in a movie without subtitles? That's progress. Sang a whole song without looking at lyrics? That's progress. Understood a podcast intro without replaying? That's progress. Make English part of life, not homework. Think of it as entertainment that also teaches you. The bigger picture. Learning English is not only about language. It's about opening doors to new cultures, new opportunities, and new friendships. When you learn through movies, you understand culture and humor. When you learn through music, you feel emotion and rhythm. When you learn through podcasts, you join conversations about real ideas. Step by step, English stops being a subject and becomes a part of who you are. A personal challenge for you. Here's a challenge you can try after finishing this episode. Pick one movie, one song, and one podcast this week. Watch the movie twice. Learn the lyrics of the song and sing along daily. Listen to the podcast 3 times and write down your favorite phrase. By the end of the week, you'll already feel the difference. Final words. So, let's bring everything together. Movies are your personal English teachers on screen. Music is your memory booster, making words stick through rhythm and melody. Podcasts are your window into real conversations and daily English. Together, they create a powerful, fun, and natural way to learn. Remember, you don't need more grammar books. You don't need to memorize endless word lists. What you need is consistency, enjoyment, and real-life English practice. So the next time you watch a film, listen to a song, or play a podcast, remember, you're not wasting time.